Good afternoon to my entire Jeunesse Australasia family as I welcome you to Jeunesse University Live, your virtual connection to Generation Young. Our new Jeunesse Live platform has been bringing you the event brands that you know and love just virtually. Your distributors can now tune in from anywhere in the world from the comfort of their own home and learn the tips and tricks to grow their Jeunesse business in over 8 different languages. Back when we made the difficult decision to postpone our regional convention in February, we had no concept of what would follow over the coming months. We had to sit back and really evaluate what kind of business are we in right now. Our focus was to plan, but not panic. So we looked at the 4 C's. Firstly, we looked at staying connected, making sure that we were here for each and every one of you. Secondly, we looked at changing. We had to be ready for change. We had to be flexible to continue to deliver you the high quality content and services that you are used to. The third one we needed was to be really clear on our vision. What strategies did we need to adapt or change to fit in with our vision? And the final one is conquering, making sure that we continue to focus and make the best decisions for each and every one of you and your Jeunesse businesses. I really see Jeunesse Live being the way of the future due to the power of the platform. It's great to see that Jeunesse once again is leaps and bounds ahead in ensuring strong growth strategies. So let's get our university underway. Today, I will have some very special guests joining me from all over the world over the next few hours. So settle in, get comfortable, and get ready to learn as you don't want to miss today's lineup. Now, in true Jeunesse style, we will also have some giveaways for you today. So I urge you to listen very, very carefully to the content throughout, and we'll be asking you the big question later on. Now, our first guest today is coming to you live all the way from Utah. Please welcome to our call, President of Asia Pacific, Roy TRUETT. Welcome to the call, Roy.
Well, thank you, Rachel. It's an honor to be here with you and the rest of the Jeunesse family.
Excellent. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Rachel. I just wanted to welcome the Jeunesse family from Australia and New Zealand. I have to tell you guys, I truly, truly miss you guys. I miss being in the trenches with you every day. I miss seeing with all the action that's going on. But I have to tell you, despite this pandemic that we're in around the world, you're doing remarkably well. So continue what you're doing, but take advantage of this opportunity to learn and grow and be able to do new things in your Jeunesse business. Now is the time of all times to be in a home-based business. So like Rachel said, I'm coming to you from Salt Lake City, Utah. It's springtime here. I've been quarantined to my house for the last several months, just like many of you. And so it's been a sweet but yet a blessing in disguise. I've got to relearn how to live with my family. This is the most I've been home, I believe, in 10 years is the most I've been home at one time. So we're all getting along here. We haven't done anything really out of the norm yet, but it's been good to get to know the family. So me and my family are praying for you. Hope all is well and that none of your family members or your friends are affected by this pandemic that we're going through. I miss being with you guys. Like I said earlier, I miss being in the trenches. I miss being connected with you on a daily basis and seeing and be able to touch people. But as everybody knows, the world we're living in is changing. It's changing drastically. So like Rachel said in the beginning of her opening, the way we're doing business today is all probability going to be the way we do business for the next couple of years. We will be using these live platforms to stay connected with you, ensure you get the latest updates, and versus just getting an email or text. I kind of like the interaction of the live events. And one of these days, we're going to do a Q&A for each country. And we're going to ask questions on the strategy of each country and to see what's going on. So for several of our countries, as a region, several of our countries have been offline due to some of the government restrictions. I'm here to say that all of those countries are back online, including the Philippines and Malaysia and India. So they're back online. They're ramping back up over a period of time per the government regulations in their market, but they are fully operational. So if you've got other products somewhere else that you like to order, or you have downline in other parts of the world, you can definitely connect with them and let them know that their offices are still open. Over the past couple of months, I've seen some great growth, especially down in Australia and New Zealand, so pat yourself on the back. But I do believe, guys, I truly believe that there's so much more capacity out there that we're just touching the iceberg right now. So I challenge all of you guys to take advantage of our Diamond Vision promotion that's going to end this month. Take advantage of connecting with people online. Learn this technology. I know it may be a little difficult, but you need to learn this technology and learn how to communicate with people, friends or friends of friends, or just gathering lists as you're talking with people online. So I can't wait. I'm telling you, I reviewed with our global field development team today some of the promotions that we have planned throughout the rest of this world, and I cannot wait to see them come online. I think every one of you are going to be fascinated with it, and you're going to be excited, and you're going to see your business go all the way to the next level. So I also want to give everybody an update. I know some of you may have some interest in building or have contacts in Bangladesh or Vietnam. Either one of those countries, we've picked back up where we left off when the government shut down. And so we've picked back up where we left off, and we've started that process over again. Not over again, but we continuing where we left off. So the biggest news is Bangladesh will be coming on very, very shortly. The government just turned on last week. So we're expecting at any time now we get notice that we're allowed to build in Bangladesh. Same with Vietnam. Vietnam's going to be coming right around the corner. We're just starting to work with the government there. And so as soon as we find out good news, we'll be sharing it with you. A lot of you have sent me messages, or you've asked Rachel, hey, Rachel, are we still doing the expo? Are we still doing our lifestyles event? And the answer is we have them scheduled, everybody. We have them scheduled for later this year. But the way I see the virus right now, I just don't know how we're going to meet it. So I'll be working with Scott and Wendy, and we'll be figuring out a great strategy for all of you guys. One, we'll hold the events live by using this live technology, but two, we'll figure out some type of solution for those that qualified for these events. So don't worry, we'll have a plan in place for you guys very, very soon. So I hope you guys have been watching and staying connected and seeing some of my videos that I've done for you guys or in the other countries. And especially stay connected with Scott Lewis and his updates. This week, he just updated at how many accolades we have won as a company. And I'm telling you, I've been in this business for 25 plus years, and all the companies I've worked for combined together in all their years of experience does not equal what Jeunesse has accomplished in just its 10 young years of doing business. And that's not where we're stopping. We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to get some of these great awards. I mean, we just received the award of Best Places to Work. This is the 4th year in a row. So I'm telling you, I'm enjoying my journey with you guys. I'm building right alongside you. Any way I can help you guys build your business, you let me know. I'm here for you. Rachel's there for you. And so we all look forward to building in the future. I will tell you something, though, that a lot of people ask, and they say, Roy, when I get in this business, I struggle so hard, and it's so hard to do this business. But at the end of the day, you don't need skills when you first come into this business. Jeunesse offers such a very unique platform that will teach you the skills and will give you the assets that you need to build a home-based business that has residual income for years to come. And I tell a lot of people, you do not have to be perfect to be remarkable. So, but aim high, set your goals high, aim high, and measure your success when you're trying to accomplish something. If you see people that strive to be an athlete or anything, any type of competition, they're always measuring their success. So unless you're measuring how well you're doing, how many meetings you're holding once a week, that's areas that you can improve on. A lot of people say, hey, Roy, it's unfair because I live in this remote area and people that live in a big city, they have more opportunity. Well, it's not true. At the end of the day, I see people that live in remote areas and they have meetings after meetings after meetings, and it's just the amount of effort that one puts into their business equals the results that they get out of their business. So if you want to make a difference in your business, do what 99% of the people don't do, and that's focused, keep up with your persistent, and never quit in this business. You continue to practice, you will always get better. And join Jeunesse, which is, by the way, as many companies are going through this crisis that we've never expected and never heard of before in our lives. But many companies are having a difficult time staying afloat. Jeunesse is a debt-free company, and we continue to be so. And we give back to our distributors who grow this business. A lot of people ask us, okay, so what are some of the differences of Jeunesse, right? What makes Jeunesse so different? I would have to tell you it's our leadership. It's the leadership, especially in the field. Again, I've been in this business for so many years. We've got some of the best leaders in the field in all of our countries that I've ever seen in any business before. And these leaders, you can learn from these leaders. You can contact these leaders, they give you suggestions on lessons that they've learned, hurdles that they've overcome. So tune into some of these live events and you can hear these stories and learn from them of how not to make some of the same mistakes they made during their diamond push, because they all make a push for diamond. So in closing, I'd like to challenge each and every one of you to continue your push for the Diamond Vision promotion that we have running right now. I can promise you that you're going to see some great events coming up, being promoted over the next couple of months. So stay tuned, stay engaged, stay Generation Young, and I'll see you soon. Love you guys. Bye.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Roy. We really appreciate it. Now, one of the points Roy made there, which really resonated with me is you really don't have to have a lot of experience when you join this business. A lot of people do, say to me a lot of the time, I don't really have any experience, so how am I going to make this work? At Jeunesse, we have so many tools that will help you in your first 30, 60, 90 days. There's the Getting Started promo. There's Getting Started app, there's Jeunesse Share, which has information and presentations from all of our leaders from around the world that show you how to go from rank to rank, that show you what you need to do in the business, that show you how to recruit, how to follow up. So if I know that we touch on this a lot, but do make sure you check out all the tools that you can use to grow your business. The other great tool that we have going on at the moment is the Diamond Vision promo. Now this one, we've done a lot of promos over the years. Diamond Vision to me is, possibly one of the strongest that I have seen. It obviously started at the beginning of May. It ends at the end of June. So we have around, 2.5 weeks left. So coming up next, we have for you Executive Director of Global Field Development, Lucy West, to take you through how to maximize the next 2.5 weeks of this promo. Over to you, Lucy.
Thank you, Rachel, and I love your backdrop.
Thank you.
I see you can be your new career as Jeunesse TV to take. Oh, hello, Australasia, and thank you so much for inviting me to be a part of this university. And Rachel's so right. You've about 2.5 weeks left till June 30th. But the thing is that please don't leave it to the last day. I think that most Australians are quite good about planning their days in their time. So I wouldn't say it's a country I worry too much about coming into the very last day. But please have it in mind that you want to have all your qualifications in by the 29th, just in case you need a cleanup day. So let's quickly go through these slides. I have a few slides I want to show you. So the next one, please. Well, we all know who I am, so next. So this is the infographic. I hope everybody's using this infographic. You can still use it. You're probably still talking to new people. Sometimes when you start a conversation with someone, it takes a couple of days or a couple of weeks even to invite them to join the business. And maybe some of you just getting to this point right now. Be sure to share this infographic to make sure it's part of every opportunity presentation. And also you can send it through your Facebook page. You can send it through Instagram. You can text it to people. That's what this particular slide is for. Let's go to the next one. I think people will get the general idea when they see the big $20,000 it's up to go diamond. It's global, completely global. Every single country where Jeunesse is working with that country is participating right now. And what that means is it's seamless. If you're living in Australia and you sign up someone in London, they're also part of the volume and you can benefit from all the business that they do as well. The next slide, please. So this goes through just up to Sapphire Elite, and then of course we have the director ranks. So just a reminder to everybody that you can see again, it tells you if you are enrolling new people, it's going to benefit you to take a little bit of time and explain to them, look, if you go out and you can find 3 people, and even if they came in with a basic package between now and the end of June, and you make it to executive, you're going to get an extra $75 plus all your commissions. So let me remind everybody the plus the commissions. When you drive a little bit harder, it also improves your commissions that are paid out weekly. You know, at first it's 2 weeks in arrears and then it's weekly commissions. So you're going to get more weekly commissions. And one of the reasons why we moved this global promotion from July and August to May and June is for the very reason is that people have been at home. A lot of people who had a full-time job no longer had a full-time job, and Jeunesse became their only job. People went from part-time to full-time, and people were really hurting. So we thought if we come up with a great, the best cash promotion we've ever had, we have never in the history of Jeunesse ever had a promotion that's gone all the way to diamond. Then as people drive for this in May and June, they're going to drive their commissions, and that's going to help them all the way through July. Then in August, these bonuses will be paid out, which will help people all the way through to September. And we should be getting out more and more and more. And we should be able to have a few more meetings by then. But it is remarkable. Well, I won't give it away right now. We've already had a lot of bonuses, and I'll tell you about that. Let's go to the next slide, please. So these are our ruby and our emerald and our diamond. And I don't need to go into detail and spend a lot of time on this because you have some of the most amazing trainers. But one of the things that I've seen since everybody's been at home and is that the training has improved tremendously. Downlines now can actually call their upline sponsor and they can find them at home and they can get the training that they need. And so people are qualifying and they're doing so much better. And we have the getting started tools. Just like Rachel said, all of this helps with people learning how to quickly build their business. So every single rank in Diamond Vision helps you build a better, bigger, stronger binary, which when this is over, it's going to help your business keep on growing. So let's go to our next Diamond Vision slide. So this is the report. Just a quick reminder to everybody that this has an additional column that shows you the volume for your next rank. So for people, the 35% rule reflects 35% of the required PGV. And this column here shows you exactly what the 35% is. So this one is 250 PGV that you need. You need to become an executive. You always have to rank up. And then, of course, you do the qualifying PGV, and 87 points can come from no more than 87 can come from any one of the people who you personally brought into the business. And that's what reflects here in this column. But what we did with this report is we added a new one where you can see how much volume would be allowed if you were to go to Jade, to encourage you to see how much more volume you have, and maybe you can make it to the next rank. So please remember that, everybody. You cannot start at the rank and just do the PGV. You have to get to the next rank. So whatever your starting rank is, you have to rank up and do the PGV. Look at these columns. It's already sorted out for you, the 35% rule and the blocking rule. So if it's there, it'll tell you, look, this person's already got the executive bonus. Probably by now, this is an early report, this person's already on their way to Pearl. Let's go to our next slide. So we've got over 3,000 people who've earned these bonuses so far, and a huge bunch of these people come from Asia Pacific. So I know that there's people from Australia and there's people from New Zealand, and then we've got the Philippines, all of Asia Pacific. So keep going and keep growing. And actually we were talking to Roy this afternoon, and we were looking at all of the numbers, and we were saying, it's really interesting. I know the world's changed, and when you're looking at numbers and you're looking at data, it's possible that things are going to change. But normally, 70% of the people that earn these bonuses do so in the last 10 days. So for all of you, I would pay a lot of attention to the people who you have in your teams right now, because right now is when they're going to give a final push, or they're going to need a little bit more help from you just to close off the bonus, and maybe even to how to read the report. So if you are a little bit more seasoned, you've been through a couple of these promotions before, reach out to your team. And the other thing that we've seen that's been really successful is having team meetings for Jade going to Pearl, and then another meeting for Pearl going to Sapphire, another one Sapphire. So you're really focusing in on those people and helping them. The cycle ones would be Sapphire to Sapphire 25. So if you've got some time, schedule yourself some Zoom calls for just specific ranks and get people on, or call your upline and ask them if they can be special speakers on that. Every single day counts. So make it count. You can only earn one bonus. So if you started at executive and you land up at Sapphire 25, you will get the highest bonus, which in that example was Sapphire 25. It's the paid as rank. So whatever you started at, which was April the 30th at 11:59 p.m. So any rank you were at that time, that's what reflects on your report, and that's what you started at. So some people ranked up on the 1st of May, and that's a new rank in the promotion. All they had to do is the PGV. So we've already got a lot of new rubies, and we've got a lot of new elites and Sapphire 50s and Sapphire 25s for that very reason. This is the best promo for going all the way to diamond. And the reason we did it is because our industry, people do go up and down. It's not just, it's like the stock market a little bit, it can go up and down and then grow up again. So by letting people re-rank, which is really unheard of in a lot of different companies, you've heard it all, you can't revive the dead, you can't do this. I disagree. I think we have people who absolutely love our products. They run for a little bit. For some reason, something happened in their life. They slowed down, but they love Jeunesse. They know how to talk about the products. They know how to talk about the compensation plan. And we know now between 35%, and maybe it'll be higher in this one, are re-ranking in our promotions. So had we not done a paid as rank, they wouldn't have been able to participate. So this means that just about everybody, except if you're a diamond, but you're doing pretty good. If you're a diamond, you're happy just to use this promotion to help your teams, can participate. And of course, the blocking rule, Wendy Lewis was very generous, and the blocking rule used to cap at the same level as you, but now it has to be a higher rank. So Rachel can explain all of that, or I'll have you check in with your customer service on the blocking rule if you want to know more about it. Let's quickly go to our next slide. By now, you should have seen lots of emails coming out announcing Diamond Vision. You should see your J-Office report. There's two. There's a dashboard that at a glance tells you where you're at, but you should click and view your full report. That is important. Then there's the infographic, the overview, the frequently asked questions. Half the questions were asked are all answered in that FAQ. If you could please take a look at that. So let's go to our final slide. And again, you can go to your back office, log in, go to the J Cloud, find the tools. It's Diamond Vision folder. It's right at the top of the J Cloud. Share it with your team members. But my best advice to you is this is an exciting time. I hope you know who you personally sponsored or enrolled who is going for these bonuses, so that you can check in with them every morning, every afternoon, set up your webinars, focuses on different ones on, distributors becoming executives, executives going to Jades. The more you train, the better trainer that you're going to be anyway. So I wish you all the best of luck. If we've already got 3,000 winners right now, you can see our payouts already in the millions. I'm excited. We budgeted for this. This is what Wendy Lewis, Randy Ray, Scott Lewis wants for you, Roy Truett, all of the presidents. It's really in your hands, and it's up to you to decide if you want to make this worthwhile. We are not going to run another promo like this for the rest of the year. So I just go for it. Pull out all the stops. You're at home. People answer the phone, and go for it. So stay connected, stay safe, and check out Monthly Momentum. It's all on setting the pace. with great speakers. So with the merits. So anyway, I will talk to you all later. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you so much, Lucy. It's always a pleasure to have you on our screens. We love you over here. Now, you know, Lucy touched on 3,000 qualifiers already. That is just mind-blowing. You know, the other point she touched on, though, and that I really wanted to raise is the way people strategize these promos. The biggest teams that I see have success are those ones that really break it down. So they take the time, they look at the training PowerPoints, they look at the FAQs, and they set out a clear plan. So they strategize. Who in their team do they want to go from Jade to Pearl? Who in their team do they want to go from Sapphire to Sapphire 50? Who do they want to go from Ruby to Emerald? You know, that is key when breaking down these promotions and assisting your team in getting them to where they want to be within this promotion. And to think that these bonuses are paid above and beyond commissions. One of the things I really love about Dennis, Lucy and the Global Field Development team is at the end of these promos, they sit down and, you know, we strategize as to, okay, how did that promotion go? How many qualifiers did we have? How many were close? What kind of PGV did they miss out on? And that's why sometimes you'll see some adjustments on PGV, some adjustments on, you know, certain things within these promos, because we really want each and every one of you to maximize these promos. So, you know, it's great that we sit there and we look at that data and the adjustments are made to make sure that as many of you as possible can maximize these promos. Okay. Now, our next speaker coming to you today to show you the importance of inviting and prospecting is none other than Diamond Director Wayne Fan. Thank you so much for being with us today, Wayne.
Hi, Rachel. Thank you very much for having me today here. I'm so glad I had a chance to share with everyone online some good tips over the last 4 years I'm in the business. Yeah, talking about the prospecting and inviting, I would say it's a very basic technique, but it's so important. From my 5 years experience with Jeunesse, I have to say Diamond is not that difficult. If you manage all those small things and practice them properly, and the Diamond is just a journey. I was trained as a chemical engineer, as you probably can all see. As chemical engineer, we focus on the process. And to my interpretation of Jeunesse business is also the same, is the process. And I have been teaching my team members all the time to manage, to understand, to master the techniques of the process and apply them accordingly. Then the result will come. Today, I'm going to use very simple and straightforward languages to explain the inviting and the prospecting. Number one, I have to say the prospect. The key to the process of prospecting is finding needs. 2 months ago, I did my training in our own team. I spent probably 1.5 hours just talking about finding needs. And finding needs is so critical and so easy to be ignored by a lot of our distributors. Doesn't matter if you are new or if you are experienced. The difference between those process and that will lead to different results. So finding needs is simple. We need to do whatever it takes naturally to find other people's needs, but often we ignore that process. Instead, we think this is what they want, this is what they need. And in fact, I have to say, if we have a chance to go through this process and let the other people, your prospect, to speak out what they want, is much more easier and more powerful for you to move to the next steps. So all I have been doing in these days in the process of prospecting is to identify and help the other people, and even help them to speak up what they really want in their life. Again, it's not they need, which we normally think that's what he or she needs, but we're really looking for the outcomes of what they really want. I'll give you an example. Many of us automatically switch to the mindset just like this. When we meet a young man or young girl, we automatically think that they're looking for a job, they're looking for securities, they don't have the needs for taking the nutrition products, and we start a conversation of selling the business opportunities. And quite often, especially these days, even those young people, they take more seriously in health than most of the aged one like us. I give you one example. We went to the Hawaii Emerald trip 2018, and I took my family with me and my son. That was time he was only 16, and he said to me, he said, "Dad, your guys and your friends don't care about the health as us. We all know the health is number one." I was so surprised to hear what he said out of a 16 years old, a very young boy. He said to me, who is doing business in the health and anti-aging business. And I stared at him. I said, "Look, what did you say? I don't care about the health." And my son was saying, "Look, you and mom are caring about health, but most of the friends you circling around, they don't care about the health. But we and all my friends, we all know the health is number one." I said, "Son, you're only 16. What are you talking about?" He said, "Yes, all of my friends, we all pay more attention. We all know health is so important." So obviously, from that example, our automatic switch over mind is not correct. Another example, when we talking to aged ones like us, okay, middle age, financial challenges, health, getting aged very quickly, blah blah, then we automatically have the mindset approaching them by taking the products. We start to talk about the YES, how the product is good, and how reserve can or AMPM can help to boost their energy and immune system, blah blah blah. And quite often that's not the case, right? So does that sound familiar to a lot of us? We easily fell into the trap of automatically thinking this is what he or what she needs. And in fact, the correct way or the diamond way should be finding what they want, not I think this is what they need. Sure. And what I have been doing is treating every people the same, and I will run the proper process of prospecting. Okay, very simple. You might ask how? Very easy, just by asking questions. And to listen closely and reply well is the highest perfection we are able to attain in the art of our conversation. So the key part of the prospecting is, from my understanding, is those small talks. Okay, small talks, simple, no pressure. If you really need some technique, I can say through FORMHD. These are the simple areas everyone paying attention to, right? How's family? How's your job, occupation? What do you do after your business or after your work time? What is your leisure, recreation? How's your pay financially? Money talks, and how's the health situation for you and your family, especially this pandemic time? That's the most talking topics we are going through every single day. And the last one is dream. when we become aged, we fear more and more talking about the dreams. And in fact, I can tell you, everyone, well, at least 99.9% of the people I've been going through for the last 5 years, if you talk properly, they are happy to share their dreams with us, okay? But often we are trying to hide our dreams deeper without have the courage to reveal to the public, right? So by small talking in the FORMHD, those areas, you can easily pick up what they really concern or what they really worried about. I think this is the interpretation of their needs. And ask questions. Questions are the answers. So by asking the proper questions, you will easily find out what they really need. Okay. Even sometimes we already find out what they need. Okay. But the smart way, instead of telling people, hey, look, this is what you want, what you need, and I can show you the solution. My little suggestion here is to help them, assist them to speak up what you want them to talk. Okay, when we say something, people will raise objections, but if we can help them to speak out what we want them to talk, that becomes the fact, right? I'll give you one example. In this pandemic, everybody is talking about COVID-19 and job and reduced working hours, losing business, blah, blah, blah. That is right. A lot of people start a conversation like, hey, talk to the friends or people who we know, say, hey, look, you just lost a job. There's no money coming through. Life is in challenge. And you really need to looking for the second way of generating money. And I can show you how Jeunesse is good about and blah, blah, blah. That sounds, again, very familiar, very simple talk. Okay, we tell people what they need to do. And often they will say to you, well, in Australia, the government is so supportive and so helpful. And when you say, hey, you lost a job, or you don't have money, and you really need to have a second job or starting Jeunesse business with us, they might say, hey, look, it's okay. I can apply for job seekers, job keepers, so the government can pay me $1,500 fortnightly, right? And I'm not interested in what you just said about Jane S or whatever. Let's just think another way, just twist a little bit. You might have different result. I would start saying like that. Hey, you're my friend. I know you just lost your job. There's no money coming through. I know life is in challenge. But just imagine if you have had a home-based business, a small business, you are running out of your working hours. And every time when you or your team member or your business or your customer ordering products, you're getting paid. And the income is not only rely on your own hands-down time, but also a lot of other people's time. When they order first product, you will be commissioned. And not only that, but every time when they reordering the product or the service, because the product and the service are good, then you also get the commission. How good is that? Just imagine if even if it take you a little while, say 1 year, 2 years, 3 years time, and for example, now we are in pandemic, and we cannot go to work, and you even lost the job, but because the passive business income keep on coming through every day, every week, and does that make a whole lot of difference in our life? Just imagine you build a part-time passive income business, start from small with a company, with a team, and when pandemic like this coming, and you still financially secure. How good is that? I bet most of the time, if we talking like this, and the people will say, hey, look, that sounds very good, but it's very difficult. Tell me how or what is it? True. So this two conversation, if you twist a little bit, I think that makes the prospecting much more easier, and the successful rate is a lot higher, right? So I give you one example. Yesterday I had a conversation with my painter, because for last two weeks I've been very busy organizing renovations for my upcoming new house, and so busy. We had this painter coming yesterday to do all the preparations, and we started to have our small talks, the conversation. I asked, how is your business recently? He said it's okay, slightly affected because of the pandemic, everybody locking home. And he was bit nervous, and I asked him, hey, Wayne, can I ask what you are doing for a living? I said, look, I've been involved with a global distribution network, and I'm a distributor in an anti-aging business. For last 4.5 years, I've been building this distribution business from home, and now I'm lucky enough, even the pandemic, every business, every production is stopped globally, and I still getting money through because I have been building a passive income stream. And he said to me, how does that work? How does that work? I said, look, simple. Tonight we're going to have a Zoom conversation, Zoom business opportunity. Then you are welcome to come to see the full picture by yourself. So I went through the prospecting successfully to the inviting process. Okay, so I invited him to our own team's weekly Zoom, which was last night. And after 45 minutes Zoom, he called me very late. He said, look, I really like what Jeunesse is about, and count me in. I really want to be part of it. See, this process makes so simple if we're doing properly. At the end, we're talking about the inviting. Inviting, we can invite them to our own meetings like what we're having now, or invite them to a lot of our Jeunesse business tools. Okay, I have a habit of using lots of tools like I'm an older school, okay? I like lots of things hands-on. I use this type of the product pamphlet, and so that we can give to our prospect one pack of, this is what I normally do. I give one pack of reserve. Oh, I just finished. And I also give them some tools so that they can take home and read it. And the Zen Project 8. So those tools, we can make good use of it. And in Australasia, I have to thank Rachel and her team did a great job by giving us all of those booklets. So these are the tools very powerful for our inviting. So we invite them to a couple of things. One is to our own website, the company website, or our online event like what we're having now, and invite them to our own team's weekly meetings, or if it's possible, invite them to our offline meetings and trainings. That make them involvement into the business, and they see they're not only doing that for themselves or by themselves, but we're doing as a team for himself. So to summarize, the process is so important than the information itself. So we have to understand what really the process is about the prospecting. Okay, we need to find out what they need and help them to speak up what they really want, and we just give them the solution. And in terms of inviting, we invite them to the event or to the tools. At the end, I have to emphasize this. A lot of us make a mistake by inviting them to a meeting. Generally, none of us like meetings, but we will have the interest to see who the speakers are. So in terms of inviting, I strongly recommend to promote the speaker, to edify, to tee up the speakers, who he or she is, where they're from, what they've been doing, where they're going, and generate that desire for our prospect to coming to participate in our event, instead of telling people, hey, we have a meeting and you need to come to attend the meeting. I have to say no one interested in attending meeting, but most of the people will have the interest to find out who the speakers, what they've done. Okay, so that is my topic about the prospect and the inviting. And I hope this little topic, a little technique can help you, can break through, can help you to move your business to the next level. Thank you again. And now I give it back to Rachel. Rachel, thank you
for being with us today, Wayne. And look, some great advice there. Wayne mentioned in the beginning that, you know, prospecting and inviting is basic to your business, but it is actually so critical. You know, what you'll notice is a lot of these leaders and, you know, our diamond directors and our top leaders in the markets, they stay in this phase. They are constantly, you know, prospecting and inviting. And the other point that Wayne made there, you know, that I think is absolutely critical is keep it simple. You know, when you're prospecting and inviting, there is definitely such a thing as too much information. So I love the points on small talks and keeping it simple. Thank you again, Wayne. Now, I did mention earlier that we are having giveaways today, and we are still absolutely having those giveaways. We are going to have a first, second and third prize, and you will all win a box of the newly launched Mind. We've had it in market now for just a little over a month. So continue watching and we'll hit you with the question shortly. Now, you know, over the last couple of weeks, we've started slowly coming out of lockdown, slowly, you know, being able to maybe go out and have that coffee catch up with other distributors. And I've been getting, you know, a lot of questions from people about, you know, how the industry is going, how the network marketing industry is going. People are, you know, seeing some uptake in their business. There are obviously some people that used to be building have now started to come back within their teams, and people have been saying to me, you know, why Jeunesse, why now? So rather than me explain it to you, I wanted you to all hear it from one of the best in the industry. So please welcome to the call today to explain why Jeunesse, why now, Triple Diamond Director Teresa Gregory.
Well, hi, Jeunesse family. This is Teresa Gregory, Triple Diamond, coming to you from the United States. This is for the university. Welcome, Australia. Welcome, Jeunesse family around the world. I know our universities tend to go around the world, and I'm so honored and excited to be with you here today. But I just want to share a couple things from my heart. I've been in the industry now. This is going on, it's well over 45 years. I don't want to say how much over. But it's so exciting to be a part of what is happening and feel that we are really people that are prepared for such a time as this. And what an amazing company to be a part of. You know, we all know there's change in the world, change is coming, but we're going to make it through this change. We're going to ride through this storm. We're going to come out on the other side. We're going to continue in life. Things are, you know, leadership helps us to walk through those places and get to those new mountaintops that we're all scaling. So we just need to, you know, honor and care for each other and help each other maybe a little bit more, encourage each other a little bit more, and give that positive message out there, which we so need around the earth right now. But I was just thinking about how you know, really blessed we are with Jeunesse, and I want to thank our Jeunesse founders and our Jeunesse family, our management team, all our distributors. We love you guys in Australia and different places around the world. And I just want to, I was looking at some of, you know, the track records of Jeunesse, where we were, where we are now, but where we're going, because, you know, there's always hope for a future. And being in the industry over 45 years, I have been able to track, you know, some common threads of why do some companies go to the top and why others don't? Why do some distributors take it to the top and others don't, when we have the same opportunity? You know, we have the same tools before us, the same opportunity, and why some take advantage of something and others don't? Why can some go to the top and others don't? And I want to talk about that a little bit because, you know, we just came out with some more awards for Jeunesse. So Jeunesse is honored with 12 Stevias in 2019. And, you know, I started looking at, you know, I think, my goodness, we're going to have to build another award room for Jeunesse. And, you know, it's so interesting to see the type of awards that we're getting, because we're getting awards that corporate America, corporate other Europe, corporate companies, you know, try to go for. And we are getting those awards. So just to list a few of them, and I know you guys can read this, but, you know, Company of the Year for health and fitness products, and Company of the Year for consumer products, a Corporate Social Responsibility Program of the Year for Jeunesse Kids. And we are continuing to help out in that way. And that's a heartbeat of the company. If you're not familiar with Jeunesse Kids, you really need to look into Jeunesse Kids, because that truly is the heartbeat of our founders, Randy and Wendy and Scott, the top management team in the company. And that is our heartbeat. So, you know, we will be back in the field. We will be together again. So, but I think it's interesting how we were so far ahead of the curve with this global platform and how we market and how we do business. And the fact that we have business now in 143 countries. And I know we've all been jolted. I know some of us have been paralyzed, but you know, the ones that aren't staying frozen, so to speak, are continuing to build. And so one of the things I want to talk about is, you know, we take our same work habits with us. So the consistency of a leader, they continue to do the same thing day in and day out. Now, maybe some things have been on pause in your life and in my life, and that's okay to take a pause. It's okay to have dry periods. We all have those dry periods in our life, and it's okay to have a pause as long as you don't stay stuck. And that's only something that you can gauge. That's only something each of us can gauge. And, you know, maybe this time period has been good for some to refresh, because I can guarantee you those of us that are leaders have been just tracking around the world. But I think, my gosh, I am so thankful that that foundation and that base was built for this day and this hour, because Jeunesse is going to be here. Jeunesse is going to have products. We're continuously having new distributors come on. In fact, just the other day, I had a friend come to my house, and a friend of hers had been talking to her about Jeunesse for 2 years, and I didn't really say anything. And by the time she out to my social network, because we were actually out shopping, yes, still shopping, and she saw right in action a lady go up to the counter saying, "What does that lady do over there?" And she says, "I want to know what she does." So right then and there, she says, "I want to know about your product. I want to get your product. What are your links?" And she saw how that eased in just through us standing around and talking, and her saying, "I want to try your products." Now, she may not be a distributor. I know Karen just said she lost audio for about 10 seconds. So I hope we can pick up with some of this. So I'm going to have to backtrack just a little bit. I hope you guys pick this up. You know, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty today. I don't know why. But just to recap, you know, Consumer Products of the Year, Jeunesse Kids is still active. We're still active. We're still building consumer products. More awards as a company. And if you guys did hear this, I am backtracking because we lost some sound. But 5 golds, 3 silvers, 4 bronze for the Stevie Awards, and just category after category of awards for Jeunesse Global. So that might be a little recap if some of you heard that, but I want to express the power of Jeunesse, our past, our present, and our future. Being on the Field Leadership Council, I have the opportunity to hear what's coming. And it's so exciting to hear what's coming, because some people join our product just for the new product that comes. They say, "I could build a brand, I could build a business just with this product." And so we are poised, we're positioned around the world. Jeunesse was probably light years ahead of any company in our global platform and our Jeunesse Live events. If you haven't tuned into that, make sure that you do that. That is just way ahead of the curve on what other companies are doing. And so, and also I've always told people, I will never pick just a one country or US based or an Australian based or Chinese based company, because we can hedge our bet. Because as we're seeing in the world today, some companies are up, some countries are down, companies and countries. and you have diversity, so you have that global opportunity. So I want to share what I see as a trend in the industry, why some leaders make it to the top and some don't. And I think the absolute key is the thread of recognizing what you have a hold of, recognizing and doing your due diligence on our past, our present, and our future. But the management team, the leadership, I will say from the bottom of my heart, being in the industry over 45 years, that we have the best leadership there is in the industry, bar none. And, you know, those leaders are still coming. I get to hear, you know, being on the board, you know, about the new products coming, people that are knocking on our door. We get a little bit of sneak peek preview. And again, I'm not sure if you've got this on audio or not, but sometimes people come just for the products. In fact, we have a bunch of leaders that are getting ready to shift here because of some new product that's going to be unfolding. So that's very exciting to hear and be a part of that. But consistency is the absolute key to building a business. And I know that you've all heard this before. You've heard consistency, persistency. But I want to talk to you, and I've talked about this throughout the years, those that have heard me before, the difference between a movement leader and moment by moment. And unfortunately, many people that get in the industry are moment by moment. And what they are, it's the next latest, greatest deal. It's the next latest, greatest product. And they recycle. They think, if I can be the first person here, or if I can be at the top of the chain, or I could be at the top of the company or the top, I would be successful too. And I hate to, you know, I'm going to just tell it like it is. No, you won't, because you're going to take your same work habits with you. So success leaves clues. Success is doing the same thing, consistent, persistent, over and over. And I just want to caution everyone, because I can remember the recession of the 70s, and a lot of people, a lot of companies did not make it. So it's very important to be with a company that is set, that is solid, has a solid management team, solid products. You're going to see a lot of companies out there that aren't going to make it. And you're also going to see a lot of companies like Jeunesse acquiring other companies, or companies merging and distributors merging with us. So that is going to happen. You're going to, you know, want to watch for that. But a moment by moment leader, they hop here, they hop there, and they make emotional decisions. One of the toughest things for me in the industry was not making those emotional decisions and having an understanding that not everybody's going to like me, and it's okay. You're not called to work with everybody. You're not called to make everyone like you, but we are called to present an amazing platform, amazing product, and an amazing opportunity for people in the world today. So, you know, sometimes I think, okay, you know, we've been through a global crisis, but it's interesting that right now people, even in developing countries, are calling me that have known that I've been with Jeunesse for 10 years, and they're saying, we now feel it's time. I heard about even some numbers in Africa, how they were up, how far they were up just in April. And they feel in May they were going to do, I don't quote me on this, but in May they were going to do almost what they projected for the whole year. So guys, people are looking. It's just, are you out there? You know, you see the rank advancements that are happening. And if we're all honest, we need to look at our work habits, our work ethics. And I'm not sure if the voice kicked out on this or not, but we all have to look at our consistency, our persistency, our work habits. And sometimes we hear all the time, oh, they started early or they got at the top. I can guarantee you that every diamond here has paid the price. Every emerald here has paid the price. It wasn't because they got in at a certain time or got at the top. In fact, we have new diamonds with us now, new double diamonds, new triple diamonds, new people that are progressing ranks. It's their work habits. It's their work ethics. So we all have to look in the mirror and say, what honestly are my work habits? What are my work ethics? I can go into somebody's back office and within 5 minutes scan their back office and see where they're at in their business and why maybe they're stuck or they're not doing things, because there isn't any problem that none of us can't solve without continuing to build your distributorship, new customers, customers that turn into active distributors. How many seminars are you on? How many webinars are you on? How many Jeunesse lives are you on? We haven't missed a beat. So if you feel that things are drying up for you or lacking for you, we all need to look in the mirror and say, wow, because I've seen just really nice steady growth, and hearing too so many new things that are coming. And for myself, this week I actually have 3 new distributors coming in. So I was really excited to see that starting to happen and being able to help some of the people in my downline that I'm working with. So work with what's in your hands. You know, don't think that some of you that started new when COVID hit, that's okay. We're still here. We're still going forward. We have a better platform than ever. And now you have the opportunity to plug in some of the Jeunesse global leaders more than ever. So I want you to look at, are you a movement leader or are you a moment by moment leader? Moment by moment, they kind of get called by the next shiny object, the next shiny company, the next shiny product. And they think, if I can just have that herd mentality, I call it the herd mentality. Let's run over here now. Let's run over there now. Let's go over here and let's go here. And maybe if we hit it right. I have never known in my 45 years anybody to go to the top that is a moment by moment leader. It's the old saying, a rolling stone does not collect moss. You have to give time. You have to give time. And I will say this, that, you know, people want to hear about the huge, huge checks in Jeunesse. I can tell you, I had a week, you know, after I started, was coming out of the gate, was going, wow, this is exciting. Wow, I can't wait to do this. I love Randy and Wendy, love the company, love the message, felt this was everything I was prepared for. And then all of a sudden my husband's in an accident. My mom's dying of cancer. So I, you know, all of a sudden I kind of went up and it like, woo, I was coming back down. And then I had a week of $13.25. And, you know, I think, would you wait? Would you stick it out? Would you understand the power of our compensation plan, the power of the binary, the power of persistency, consistency? Do you understand it takes time? And so whether you're here for part-time money, right now we have the attention of the world. Right now, people are looking. Right now, online business, online networking, global platforms are probably one of the most sought after words on the internet today. And so I think it's so important to take somebody, recommend something that is solid. One of the biggest mistakes that I did in the industry in 40 some years, I had that attitude. I had that mentality of thinking, wow, if I go here or I go there. What I found out was my people were guinea pigs. And a lot of the companies didn't make it. Companies didn't make it. So I've been there, guys. So I'm speaking from the heart. So it's so important to find a solid vision, a solid company, solid management leadership like Jeunesse is. So that moment by moment leader makes emotional decisions. They're over here, they're over here, they're over here, they're doing this, they're doing that. And they think, if I can take the people here and I can be the first, I'll get to the top. But you're not willing to do what some of the diamonds and double diamonds and triple diamonds have done, and, you know, crowns and above. So willing to do the time and do the effort. Don't compare yourself with them. Don't just sit there and think, well, they got lucky. There is no luck in this. It is hard work. And I can tell you, in the beginning, I probably worked 20 hours a day. I started out that way. And, you know, I only put a few small teams in. Did I have to go through a lot of people to find a few to work? Sure, I did. But after my husband was in the accident, my mom was disabled, I knew I had my family to take care of. And I did that for a year. So my check went down. But you know what? The team that I put in, just a small team, a very small team, was very consistent, very steady. They knew they had a home run. They weren't the biggest team that I'd ever worked with, but they were the most steady, consistent team. And still to this day, they are with us with Jeunesse and still doing the, you know, see the people, tell the story. It's the same for every company, everywhere you are. So I just want to encourage you, don't be that moment by moment leader that makes emotional decisions, and you don't go by your feelings, because we all have dry spells. We all have dry moments. We all have doubts. We all have, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But it's the power of duplication and persistently doing the same thing and being consistent with that. So you have a strong company, guys. You can take that, you know, you can just run with that and have the confidence that you have the best management team that is doing the best for you. And sometimes we all think, I have an answer. I know what they need to do. I know what Rachel needs to do over there in Australia. Well, guys, she's one of the best management, you know, that we have. She's great to work with. And maybe if you have questions, just make sure you get with your upline, lock arms with your team. Don't ever think that you're bothering anybody, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to help. And we want to help you to be successful with your business. We want to join arms and lock arms with you guys and help you to take your team to the top. So, you know, we're going to see, guys, I know this is, everybody says the most used word is unprecedented times. It may be some of the most unprecedented times in our lifetime. But you know what? Just think, what an honor to be on the planet at a time like this, because the strongest, greatest leadership, I believe, is needed for this time on the planet. And in my heart, I feel, wow, I gave people time. That's courtesy, not to rush right in and say, oh, here's my business, here's my business. And, are you genuinely calling people and asking them, how are you? How are you working through these times? And, you want to just drip people the information and say, I tell people I am so blessed. I'm so excited. I'm so honored. And that I have this online global platform. If you don't have a, business and at an online platinum business, like Jeunesse, I would encourage anybody that's new to look at us, do your due diligence. Don't listen to somebody else's opinion. Listen to the person that brought the opportunity to you. I can tell you we've upgraded so many things and made our platform so much better. Like I said, it's an exciting time to be a part of Jeunesse. So the difference in a movement leader, they don't make the emotional decisions. They are very calculated. They can be at the top of the mountain and think about, here's what I need to do. Here's my consequences, or here's going forward. Here are the calculated risk. They don't just do it because it looks like something's not right now. So many, people I know here, and everybody will ask me, how's the United States going? Well, our employment numbers are going up. We were told they'd go much lower. They're going back up. Yes, there's a lot of jolting and things in our country, but leadership's really holding it together, guys. We are really holding it together in our company, in our nation, with each other. And so I'm sure each of you are going to do that in your areas and be that light in the midst of so much shaking and quaking out there, that you can be that vote of confidence and that recommendation to a solid platform, a solid company. Listen, if you need that movement leader, they don't make those decisions. They find where the movement is, and you don't need to look anymore. 10 years, a global company arises. You don't need to look anymore. Jeunesse is that. We're still going. We're the top in the industry. We're still moving, aggressively moving forward, and we want you to be a part of it with us. So we're here to help you. I want to encourage you. We love you as a family. Lock arms with each other. Get with your local management team, your local leaders, and say, I want to know what I need to do to take my business to the top. Maybe all you need to do is identify just a few small things, a few small things. First, and I want to encourage you, be a movement leader, not a moment. Self-evaluate, self-assess, and see, am I one of those that's just running with the herd? A friend of mine said a story once. I'm going to wrap up with this. He said, Teresa, sometimes it's like leadership is like the greyhound dogs, and there's a prize rabbit, and they run and try to take that prize, and at the end there's nothing, because the rabbit goes away and the dogs have run like crazy. The pack's running. They don't know what they're running for. So you want to lock arms with a solid company, solid foundation. And Jeunesse is home. We want to welcome you home, keep you home. Some of you probably want to get out of home, but we know why we are home right now. Then people are listening, they're waiting. You have an open ear, and just encourage others just to take a look at Jeunesse Global. I think it'll be one of the best things that you've ever done. Go back to some of those distributors. I have new distributors, actually old distributors, that I'm hearing are activating their distributorship. Some let them go away, and some are saying, I'm ready. This was over in Europe, and this is in the UK, and some in the United States, and some in Africa. So don't think that those people won't join you. People know how important it is right now to lock arms with established companies, established leadership, established ownership. So guys, I want to thank you for allowing me to come into your home to visit with you. We love you all. We miss our Jeunesse family. Can't wait till we can do those hugs that aren't just virtual hugs. So continue to do what you're doing. I want to reach out to some of the Australians leadership. I'm seeing a lot of new signups happening in some of those camps over there, and I just want to congratulate you guys. I'm seeing some cycles come in a lot more, and I'm thinking, wow, there's somebody's really busy over there. So some have taken the time to really take their business to the next level. So with them, why not you? It's there for you. Thanks everyone for allowing me in. Make your days successful, safe, lock arms. We love you as a Jeunesse family. It's good to come and see you. Thank you. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Teresa. It's always such a pleasure to have Teresa on our Jeunesse Live events. You know, the content there's, you know, sitting back trying to think of my favourite point there was so many points in there that were just critical, but I really love the reference between, you know, a moment leader and a movement leader. You know, we all know those moment leaders, and I think that we're all pretty confident that all of our Jeunesse leaders are movement leaders, you know, and we are definitely blessed to have them as part of Jeunesse. I really love Teresa's point that, you know, and it goes back to, you know, highlight what I mentioned earlier on, that Wayne mentioned how critical it is in prospecting, you know, and inviting, and we made the point of it is absolutely critical. And, you know, some of our top leaders aren't top leaders by chance. They are top leaders because they are willing to put in the work that is required to get to the top. And, you know, even looking at a triple diamond like Teresa Gregory, enrolling 3 people in a week is, you know, just goes to show that, you know, staying in that phase is critical to getting to the level of triple diamond. So look, I'm seeing all the Facebook comments coming up, guys. I see there's a lot of comments there. We've got people tuning in from everywhere today, it seems. A big welcome to the Philippines market for joining us today. Drop us a comment below and let us know where you're listening from, what your favourite bit of information may have been, and we are soon coming up with our question for you to win our free boxes of Mind. Next, we have for you to follow on from prospecting and inviting is, you know, the tips and tricks to follow up and close. You have all heard, you know, the money is in the follow-up. So taking you through that today is Diamond Director Susan Lan. Welcome to the call, Susan.
Hi, thank you, Rachel, for having me today. Hi, Jeunesse family. It is my honor to be here to share some thoughts that I have learned and practiced in the last 8 years. My topic today is how to follow up and close. In the past 8 years, I have learned from industry experts and also put it in practice. And I come to understand that if we want to success in this industry, we needed to put in a lot of effort. There are so many steps along the way, such as knowing our why, setting our goals, and making a long name list, learning how to invite people, and prospecting. But I think the most important things to understand is that wealth is embedded in the follow-up. We won't be able to reach in the short-term business according to the statistics. Normally, from our contact list, 48% of the people who gave up are contacting once, and 25% of the people will stop after the second contact. 12% follow up 3 times. Only 10% follow up more than 3 times. However, 80% of transactions actually occurred after the 5th follow up. There are some powerful facts, profits are reflected in persistence in my business. For most of my members on the director level, I follow up with them up to 1 to 2 years before they join business. Once they joined, they stay in the business for a long time. So we needed to be patient, persistent, and consistent. This is a very important key. We all know we are in the people's business, and each person's situation is different. Just like in nature, in Chinese, we say 花开有期,花期不同. There are flowers blooming in different seasons. So each person's vision for the business opportunity is different. The timing for needing the product is different. So we needed to plant our seed and be patient and don't stop planting, planting, watering until one day flowers bloom in your garden and make it pretty and colorful. So who do you follow up? I mean, that's very important. The first follow up is yourself. Focus on your goal. What do you want in your life? Remind yourself every day. Do you have an action plan for your goal? The goal is the things that drives you and keeps you on your course. Then follow up with the potential friends who have not joined to your business yet. You have done the business exposure to them, but they have not yet understood the business opportunity or their products. We needed to understand their thoughts, concerns, and obstacles, and provide more information and suggestions to them. The number 3 is follow up with the newly joined members. Explain how to use the product more effectively, help them to successfully pass the rehabilitation period times, and take them to training sections or individual training as soon as possible, like in today's Jeunesse University or the team trainings. We do have a lot of online training during this time, or the family gathering, so you can help them to very quickly to understand the product and also the business. The number 4, we follow up with the older members, their leadership groups, keep in touch and solve the problems in a timely manner. Bring them to company conference, form family gathering, make phone calls, or have coffee meetings with them individually, so that they can maintain the confidence and continue to using our product, and also encourage them to duplicate this for their own business. And growing their business is growing your business too. So we'll come up to how to follow up. The follow-up process is the process of continuously sharing the effort, the benefits of the products and the business opportunities. The more we share, the better the follow-up effect. So we are only looking for a few business partners who would like to working with us. Even when people join the business, maybe 80% of them become customers. They are not looking for the opportunity that we are offering. So the best way to find the new few, just looking for the few of them, they want this opportunity to get more exposure. So we needed to exposure our business or products to hundreds or thousands of the people to get that view. We all know our business platform is the master key to helping people in their life. So we needed to understand their thoughts of our target partners or the potential customers. What are their concerns? What challenges do they have in their life currently? And the need of helped to solve their problems. What kind of the dreams do they have? So we also needed to know what information they may need it. Maybe they don't have the right information. Maybe they found negative information from Google or from other social media and misunderstood our business. So we needed to know where to find out the correct information to help them. Jeunesse has 10 years of the successful business experience, and we have a lot of third-party award information to use as a tool to help us to give positive exposure to our target customers and potential business partners. We have a full range of enhanced system products to help people stay young, feel young, and looking young. We have a lot of successful business stories and fantastic product testimonials that we can show to our target customers and potential business partners. We have great lifestyle stories to share with those dreamers. So we needed to passionate about all these great things in our business, and that we can share with our target customers and potential business partners when we follow up with them. There are some important tips today I want to share with you, when we follow up and close. The first tips, after do a presentation, we always close on the spot. But most of the people do not sign up in the first place. What we should do, understand maybe it is not the right timing for them. Maybe we didn't do our best presentations. Maybe the prospect didn't understand that product or the compensation plan. It is okay. Remember, this is a process. So keep the relationship going. Invite them to the next exposure. Our job is to take them to exposure to expose when the timing is right for them. The second, don't ever assume that prospect will tell you, I'm ready. So ask the right question. There are 6 questions to ask. So what do you like the best? The product or the business? So the 2 options. So that because you ask the close questions, they say, okay, I like a product or I like business. It's all in your control. The second question is on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you able for this business? Means we can understand when they listen to our presentations, we can get, what they have got from our presentation, and we understand now where we can follow up the next. The number 3 question, how much money do you want to make on a part-time basis? So we know, what is the expecting? They may be expecting $1,000 a month, extra, or maybe few $100, maybe, more they want in the future. So that is easy for us to follow up in the next step. The number 4, how many hours are you able to work per week if you want to make an extra $1,000 per month? That means, we understand that a lot of people currently, maybe they do have a job, they maybe have a business, but anything you have to put the effort, you need to have a time. So we needed to know how many hours they are be able to working with us and to make the extra money that was expected. Number 5, how long will you give me to help you to get an extra $1,000 a month? So if you can 10 hours a week, can you 6 months? So we can make a work plan with them to the next follow-up. Number 6, If I can show you how to work 10 hours at work within the next 6 months, is there anything you would like to know about? So we can providing more information for them and help them to step by step if they want to. So after we ask all those questions and zip our mouths, waiting for the answer. Okay, so we want to hear from people. We don't want to, give them. So what can we give you? Well, our products have, how our products are very, very good. Our business opportunity is very good. We want to hear from the people who exactly want from us. So remember, don't ask what you have decided. Don't ask open-end questions. Always ask for sign up. So when we presentations, we want people to understand, what they can get from our business or from our product, and then we can find out exactly what they need and give it to them. So number 3, if you still got rejections, they may say, oh, I don't have the time, and maybe I don't have the money needed to discuss with my family, such things. Okay, overcoming the rejections, we always use 3 F: feel, felt, and found. Understand how you feel. I felt the same way in the past, but I found that, so we give them the result because I have the same thought as you have, when I first joined the business. But I, found either I use the product or I working in the business and I got the result. So invite them to the next events. Also, after meetings, tell them do not go out to talk about the business to others because they don't know enough or they don't really understand the business information yet. Number 4, we are looking for lookers. We don't want to chase people. So keep your posture. We have a great business opportunity and we have amazing products in our business. We are not salesperson, so don't spend all your time to chasing those who don't want it from us. There are so many people out there who are looking for the opportunity, especially at the moment, the pandemic of the the period of time. So a lot of people lost their job, and they don't know where can get the next platform or next job, and we have that great opportunity to give to them. So we just go out to find those people who need us. Number 5, set a specific time and set the next appointment. When we follow up with a prospect, always ask them the best time and the best number to contact before you provide them any information. Make sure they will look at the information we provide, writing down, and when we contact them again, after they have make sure they have a look at the information. So we're doing the professional, don't chase people. So some of the question I would like to show you, you can ask that question like this. If I ask you to try my product, would you try it? If I invite you to a special information event, would you attend? If I send you a link to a website, would you review it? If I give you these magazines, would you read? If I give you this YouTube video link, would you watch it? If I put you on the phone with a top leader in our company, would you listen to what he has to say? So always using if I, would you, then be quiet, because we don't care what they answer. We just want to know if they are going to, if they say, we want to say, okay, you say yes. Okay, don't give them until they say yes. So ask them, when do you think you could see it for sure? When can you watch it for sure? We want to make sure for sure you want to look. So then ask, what is the best time and best number for me to contact you again? So if you do this one for, just, 100% follow this step, and I'm sure 99% of people will watch or read the information you provide. And that is really what we want. And we get exposure, so that people can, understand our business, understand our product. Okay. And thank you for having me today. That's all from me today. So now I'll pass back over to you, Rachel. Thank you again.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that, Susan. It's always great to have you with us. I love the point there that Susan mentions, don't ever assume that your prospect will come back to you. The key there is follow-up, because a prospect will not come back to you and go, okay, I'm ready. The key is you've really got to follow up and attend to their needs to close that deal. So guys, that brings us to giveaway time. We have had some amazing content today. I love our universities. Universities are specifically designed for, new leads, from your executives through to your jades and pearls, and then you'll see coming in the next couple of weeks, we'll be bringing to you Lead Live, which will be focused at that sapphire and above rank and give you that content to assist you to progress through those ranks. So the all-important question for our Mind giveaway today is, I want you to comment below. The first, second and third quickest comment with the correct answer will all be sent a free box of Mind. What was the 4 C's that I referenced at the beginning of our Jeunesse Live? So comment below, guys. Let us know what those 4 C's were. Excellent. I see the comments. Keep commenting there, guys. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of time to keep commenting there. Louise is busy in the background watching our scroll, making sure that we get the first, second and third winner. Make sure you comment below also what your favourite part of today was. I think there was some really, really great content. And just for all those new people coming in from, prospecting, inviting, follow-up, close, Teresa's why Jeunesse, why now? And, the other point I love from Teresa's comment was, why Jeunesse? And for her, why Jeunesse was the founders, and that is a big one for a lot of people. What I truly love about the founders and Scott is, they genuinely care about each and every one of you. And, that was a big part in my decision to move with Jeunesse, 6 years ago now, and I'm still here 6 years on because I love Jeunesse. It's my life and it is home. I don't see myself going anywhere, and it's purely because, of that family and home feeling. So I still see all those comments through. Do we happen to have our first, second and third winner? Let's have a look here. We're doing the old school thing today with some paper. So number 1, we have Rika Ambrose. Congratulations. Number 2, we have Anhui Lee. Congratulations. And number 3, we have Ange Prima. Ange, I know you're all the way from New Zealand, so you guys will, Louise has all your details, so we'll be sending those free boxes of Mind to all 3 of you. So that brings us to the end of today's broadcast. Thank you to each and every one of you for being with us. Make sure you take a note and tune in on the 24th of June for our very first Asia Pacific virtual lead. I'm really looking forward to that one. I hope you've enjoyed our Jeunesse University Live today. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for telling the Jeunesse story. Keep changing people's lives and trust the process. Thank you guys. Enjoy your day.